I'm your dungeon master, I'm your guide, I'm your travel companion on this fun little journey.
I mean, I'm not the best at being subtle about it.
Trying is all we can do. I do not do stealth. I do not do it.
Kind of specialize in not being found.
That's all you're gonna give me is go?
Whoa, what?
Welcome to Health Hits Experience, where all we do is just go, go, go. Welcome. Sorry for being a little late to the stream, to the VOD. You're right on time. Thanks for joining us. My name is Brittany Lee. I'm your Dungeon Master for this show. A couple things before we begin. Reminder, I say reminder, I haven't said this out loud. We are going to be skipping our live stream next week. So enjoy your week off. Have a fun little relaxing day. There's probably not going to be anything on the Twitch just because there's a lot of other things that need to happen behind the scenes. So that's the dealio. Join us again the week after. We'll be rocking and rolling. If you're watching the VOD currently as it's coming out, sorry, there's going to be a missed week. If you're watching the VOD 6 months from now, you're in luck. It's already out. So, wow. Thanks for joining us.
Good job, everybody.
Good job. Before I forget, if you are local and you want to see a workshop performance of the parody musical Dusk, I believe it is parody musical, at Gannon University Schuster Theater, go on down February 16th, 17th, 18th, 23rd, 24th, and 25th. That information is linked in the link tr.ee/hhxp news. That is all there for you. If you are joining us late on the stream, check out, we have a little teeny itty bitty bit of bonus content on our YouTube page for the show, and then there's also a teeny bit of released content from me on my YouTube page. So you got a lot of fun content to watch and share and make everybody confused on what the heck is happening, because that's correct. So that's all I have for us here. Aside from that, I think we're good to rock and roll. So let's do a quick recap. Let's do this as a collaborative effort. Everybody pitch in here on this recap.
Robot dinosaurs.
Robot dinosaurs did happen, yes.
Creepy fortunes.
Uh-huh.
Party was split.
Party was split and then came back together.
Dumb bounty hunters.
Yes.
Dumb bounty
Dumb bounty
yeah.
hunters. Right. Pearl and Flux, bottom of the ocean, found a car, learned its schedule,
Picked up trash.
picked up trash.
Yeah.
Wow, we're really doing a good job, I think.
We're doing pretty good.
Came together, introduced the party to a new
Yes.
individual that we picked
A new staff member, apparently.
A new adoption.
Recruit of the week.
Recruit of the week. Oh, we should make that a framed social media post. That would be fun.
And now we're all on a beach.
And now we're on a beach.
With like 8 hours to spare or
roughly,
something?
yeah.
Yeah,
Before
something
we
like
get rocking
Just
and
enough for a
rolling.
long rest.
Before we get going, real quick note from me as the DM. I can't read.
Oh, that makes this hard.
Yeah, this makes this very difficult, and I said some things last session that aren't completely accurate. So there was an implication that the Zolarians are stupider than they are. I am the one who's stupid, not the Zolarians. So the shuttle that Flux and Pearl investigated, the schedule is that the shuttle gets on the beach, takes the new staff to the prison, picks up the off-shift staff, and then takes them back to shore.
Oh, yeah, we didn't mention that we're doing a prison break, by the way. That's kind of important.
That's part of the whole thing.
Yeah.
I mean, we would have got there eventually.
Eventually,
Yeah.
we would have
It's
figured
fine.
it out.
It's fine.
But so just a note on that programming factor, because I think I basically implied that there was an empty prison for a bit of time. That's not how normal people work.
I love the idea of the entire staff leaving all at once.
All at once.
Just done, out.
Be back in an hour.
Don't worry about it. Yeah, we're not quite at that level. That's the prison that in the undermarket that's run by a gentleman named Ubrax. So that's a different situation. Okay. You know what? Let's potentially get things rocking and rolling. Let's start with this one here. There we go.
I do love it.
It's a great little piece.
It's a little boopy.
It's a little boopy.
This
Well,
feels like our intro.
it's a news broadcast
Oh, shit.
that goes across the civilian screens. And there's a alien on the screen who begins to speak and says, historian Etrix Renali has uncovered new evidence that a mysterious group known as the Forbidden Minds may have been less mysterious than originally thought. Her discovery, hold on folks, it appears our airways are being hijacked. On screen appears a very drunk group of pirates who have recently acquired a neon hover sign that reads Golden Blaze with 2 A's.
God.
Another one of the aliens pops up on screen and goes, yeah, we just jacked our biggest shipment of crystals yet. Stealing a train's got nothing on us. The Zalarians don't want you to know they're gatekeeping magic from you. You could be powering your life, but instead the Empire drip feeds you your bullshit amenities that don't do squat. If you're not going to take what's rightfully yours, we're going to take it. You snooze, you lose.
Damn.
And the broadcast then ends, and in theory, so does the music. I don't know if we're gonna quite get there yet because I'm not that cool.
It's just one of those screens of like the slowly spinning globe.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
The blue
definitely-
background. There's something spinning around it.
Boop boop boop. Okay, cool. We're gonna get a little. We're gonna bring it down a little bit. Bring it back down. Last we left you, you were at the beach. The beach is now quiet. The Red Talons went to secure a submarine and have agreed to meet up with you at exact coordinates and an exact time. Before you all split, Trilix pulled you aside, Hieronymus, and pressed a feather into your hand. And she said, if something happens and you get to Captain's Guard before us, show him this. He'll know you're with us.
All right. That's really smart thinking of you to come up with that, because otherwise we'd have been hosed.
You would have been fine, but that way, just in case there's a mix-up with the drop-off point.
All right.
You're all now back on board the Scimitar. You're waiting for the shift to change on the beach, and as you all enter aboard, Otto begins zipping around. Otto zips over to Sprocket, beeps, zips back, starts dinging around. And then Sprocket says, your navigation droid has many things to say.
Are they positive things or are they negative things?
Many things.
So all of it then.
Sprocket watches Otto. And Otto begins zipping around to each and every one of you. Like, in your faces.
Can I try and understand him?
You certainly can.
I know I
Yeah,
haven't done great.
Give it a go. As you're doing
lately.
this, as you're doing this, Sprocket says, 0TT0 appears to have many things to say about each of you.
Oh no.
I kind of see,
talking
as Otto's
shit.
zipping around, I can see Sprocket's eyes are kind of like bouncing around his screen like Pong.
Yeah!
Falling.
It was just straight intelligence, right?
Yes, please.
You got this, robot. Speak, robot.
My binary is a little
A little rusty.
Little
little
rusty.
rusty. That's an 18.
Sure. I think potentially what happens, and I don't know if this would be up to your call, but maybe you form a connection with Sprocket to download what Sprocket knows.
I could.
Do you guys just hold hands or?
Yeah! Hold hands.
No, I actually imagine that with droids, especially ones that are in work environments, they would have built-in ways of communicating with each other so that an entire household, business, whatever, can run smoothly.
Bluetooth.
And
They have Bluetooth.
yes, sure.
Yeah.
And so I imagine that Pearl could just go up to Sprocket and, they could... It's almost like an unspoken thing between working droids. Like,
Yeah.
they just know. I'm like,
Yeah.
hey, give me your shit.
Bonk.
Okay.
Bonk. That's what she does every time she bonks with Otto. She's trying to get his information.
Yeah. So you and I will say this effect will not wear off very quickly. So now you can understand what Otto is saying.
Uh-oh.
Oh boy.
Gimme the tea, big
Okay.
boy.
So Otto is trying to introduce everybody to Sprocket. And so Otto goes up to Schmel and says, the translation is, this friend is very good at making music, but has a weak stomach.
I'll just be like, everything you say, I'll just translate it real time.
Okay.
Just letting you guys know.
Right.
Oh boy.
Uh-oh.
Would you like me to send you the things?
Yes.
Okay, great.
Yes,
So,
I
okay. This is going to take a minute, but so here's what's going to happen. So Otto is zipping around, I'm just putting this in the main one. Otto is zipping around and playing the music that Schmel played with you that one night, Pearl. So Otto's just playing a very small section over and over, the violin section.
But
then
it's like in that 8-bit
yeah.
music. The beep, beep, boop, boop, boop,
Oh,
beep,
yeah,
beep,
it's like
beep.
Yeah.
super like compressed.
So then Otto zips over to you, Hieronymus, and like circles your head like a little orbit, and then zips around. That's what you understand Otto to be saying, Pearl.
Oh.
He's saying that to me.
It-
About me.
No, so no.
This
That's
is Hieronymus.
This is Hieronymus.
Oh.
So I will. This. Let me just resend you what Otto is saying to Sprocket. Otto's not needing to introduce these people to you. So Otto's talking to Sprocket.
Right. So I'm talking to them, and he's talking to Sprocket.
Yes,
Yes.
correct. Yep.
Oh.
So that's what Otto is saying about Hieronymus.
Otto says that you are a very unique individual, and he would like to spend more time with you.
Ah, cool little guy.
That is not correct.
Well, I'm glad we have two different translators then. Good to get two different perspectives on it.
I was putting it nicely.
I do not believe that is how translations work.
That's all right. I don't need to know. That's good enough for me. I'm happy with that. I'll take that.
So.
I have a feeling Pearl and Sprocket aren't going to get along.
Uh-oh,
It's going to be rough.
Logic versus emotions.
I'm new to them.
So Otto hears this, and zips back over to you and whips around your head, and that's what Otto is saying.
He wants you to pay attention to him right now.
Well, sure. You got my full attention here, Otto, buddy.
And then,
Asking him to play fucking chess or something. Like,
those are just happy noises. Those are not really anything specific. Okay. Oh, this is not what I expected. Ready for the Otto roast?
Slack is just like checking his watch.
Roasting
how
everyone.
long's this
A little bit.
I got a face to make.
Otto goes
Time
back over to
limit.
Sprocket, does a little like right in front of Sprocket's face of like, and then zips over to you, Cyrus, and like doesn't zip around your head, kind of like hovers.
Hey, oh, everything okay?
Otto sees you as a father figure, but he would really like it if you let him drive more.
Like I said, we will work on it.
Spoken like a true father.
Okay, so
We're gonna start in the parking lot. You're not gonna hit the gas.
I got a break over on my side of the
Otto's still beeping at you. This is not what I was expecting this to go at all.
He wants to drive.
we will work on it
I
once
think
we
he wants
get
to
back.
drive now.
Not right now. That would
You know, I'm sort of on a time limit. Why don't you keep introducing everyone? And I gotta go to the lab. I have something to work on.
Otto
Pearl.
flies right in front of your face.
Ah,
And goes beep.
I don't know what that
I
was,
am
but I
not
don't like it.
repeating that.
I don't like it.
Otto, be nice.
Anyways, I have to go to the lab, and Pearl, meet me there. I'm gonna go.
Okay. Well, this did not go the way I thought it would go. Otto kind of follows you for a second, Flux, but then turns back and goes over to you, Pearl. Beep, beep, flies back over to Sprocket and then flies back to you and starts doing a little bonk
On me?
on you, like a little light little.
Bonk. Bonk friend, bonk friend, bonk friend.
I'm glad to know that Otto speaks like this. It really does fill in a lot of gaps, I gotta say. I just assumed he was speaking fluently in binary, but no, it's just Otto.
Yeah, it's just auto talk. If Pearl could smile, she would, but she can't. And
Yet.
So she'll just
The
she'll
shade.
give him a bonk,
Yeah.
and she'll be like, I need to take my leave.
Great.
Have fun.
And okay, so Otto zips away. Schmel goes to lie down. Sprocket goes to familiarize.
Oh yeah, Schmel's still
Uh,
fucked up.
Schmel's fine. He's gonna go lie down. Sprocket's gonna go see what's up with the kitchen on board, and everyone kind of like splits away.
Right, so that makes sense.
That's where we're at right now.
Split the party.
On the ship, we're not splitting the party
We
on
get
the
attacked.
ship.
Ah!
Yeah, Otto fucking goes up to you and somehow
Starts
bonking
shooting
you.
lasers. That little ball thing from Star Wars that like zaps you.
Oh.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
what Otto is. Anyways, what next, Brittany?
What next, Ian?
Oh, it goes to me. I didn't know the
It
scene
can't-
transitioned.
The scene can transition, or the ship is, it's dark. The lighting is slow. We're trying to reserve our energy. We're waiting. We've got at least 8 hours.
Right, that makes sense. Well,
So Otto's secret mode. Otto's done.
Otto's done.
Okay.
That was not how I expected that to go.
right.
I don't think that's how anyone expected.
No,
it to
but
go,
an
that's
18 is
fine.
an 18.
That's okay.
I am gathering my materials
Okay.
within my lab
In your lab.
because I have a face surgery to do.
Say it like that. Ooh.
That's what it is. It's just robots, so it's just rebuilding, which is different.
You're gonna wind up looking like Madonna.
Yeah, it's all plastic surgery, so it's like that really weird, like uncomfortable proportions.
Like cheeks that are like weirdly too thick right
It's because
here.
you,
Yeah,
because
and
you
like-
threw the plastic onto
That's
the
right.
metal frame.
Yeah, I just put it over.
Okay, let's actually back
Sorry,
up a little
anyways.
bit. Okay, we enter into the lab. The lights are slightly low. What's on? What machinery is on?
Most of it's probably off.
Most of it's
while I'm
off,
not there.
yeah.
I mean, I think I probably have a few computers that are just like on and running tests in the background on a couple different things I have. There's just like some various like bits and bobs laying around. I'm not very organized.
I wouldn't expect that.
No, every time I've imagined this lab, I've expected it looks like a teenager's bedroom where there's just shit everywhere.
Yeah, Flux knows where all of it is, but
Right,
it's a
yeah.
nightmare to anybody else.
Yeah, see, that way no one can find any of your stuff. It's really
Exactly.
a great tactic. Anyways, Pearl's here.
Wow, that was fast.
Well, she left like a minute after you, so.
Fair enough. Yeah, Flux is grabbing all of his stuff and he's putting a bunch of things together and he's turning on.
She would knock.
Oh,
before she enters.
yeah, you, come on in.
You wanted to see me.
Right, well, we're about to break into a prison, and most likely there's not going to be nanny droids walking around there. So now that we seem to have a little bit of free time, we should probably work on that face, right?
I suppose.
As long as you're fine with it.
Do we have enough time?
I think we should. It shouldn't take me more than, I don't know, a couple hours.
I don't know how any of this works.
Well, the gist of it is that we're going to remove all of the plating on your current face, and I have to install what is essentially a bunch of individual pulley systems all around where your face muscles would be. And it's just going to take a little bit to sort of upload that new. You already have emotions, so it'll just respond to the way you feel, and yeah,
Okay.
right. You should probably lay down on the table.
Oh.
Just like a fish.
All right, I'm gonna get Pearl all hooked up to a bunch of my machines.
Okay, great.
Because-
How awkward is this?
I have no idea, Pearl. How awkward is it?
Pearl's fine.
Pearl's fine. You're the one that has issues.
Right. So it's probably Flux is probably being awkward and uncomfortable, but he's
I mean,
just always
I'm
like
sure
that.
Pearl feels a little weird, but it's like Not on that level.
No.
Like-
I'm very slowly sort of like undoing a lot of the clasps around your sort of face region.
My face region.
Yeah, so I'm just like removing a lot of the plating, and so a lot of the wires are exposed and stuff like that. As I'm doing that, like I have the goggles on, I'm just sort of going, do you feel any different when the faceplate isn't on?
No,
It's all the same?
I guess so.
I sort of figured that. It's more of like an outer shell sort of thing as opposed to an actual like necessity. I guess it keeps out dust.
I mean, if you were to take off your skin, you'd still be the same person.
Right. With organic creatures, though, removing your skin is horribly painful and most likely results in death.
Yes, but we're not speaking of how it physically feels, right?
Right.
Or are you asking me that?
I'm
not
just.
very good with questions.
Well, I was asking if it hurts. And
Oh,
if it's
no.
oh, good.
It doesn't hurt.
Good. That's good. That was gonna be really awkward if I was already here. I'm gonna attach a couple of the cables like into where your sort of central circuit system is.
My fucking sinuses.
It's literally
Chill.
like opening up like your cranial capacity and just hooking you up to a computer. Right. So this is probably gonna be really weird, but I've been working on the programming for a little while, so it should be an easy upload. But I need to look through your circuitry first, so I understand where it would go
Okay.
within it. So everything's gonna get a little strange for just a moment.
Like when you put the magnet on my head.
Yeah, a little like that.
Okay.
More like
That was fun.
You're going to feel as your general system becomes a little larger as it's hooked up to a different machine.
I don't know what that means.
You will in a moment.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, are we poking around in Pearl's code?
Yeah.
Yep. I
Okay.
mean, Pro gave him permission.
I also
Yes.
kind of need to if I'm going to upload
Right.
the face
Yes.
protocol.
Correct. Flux, here's Pearl's code.
Jesus Christ. Pearl, are you still awake over there?
Yes, I don't sleep.
Right. How does it feel?
Fine.
So there's just a little bit of confusion I'm having regarding your code. I've never seen this many errors before.
Errors?
Yeah. With this sort of thing, there's usually magical programming parameters. So the enchantment is put into the device and given certain sets of rules and laws that it listens to. Your parameters seem to be wildly fucked up. And I mean that in a good way, but also in a way that I have no idea what I'm looking at.
Does that mean I can't have a face?
No, it does. I just have to put it after everything else. This is gonna be weird. Do I have any idea what the hell I'm looking at?
Yeah, roll me. What do you want to roll?
I guess this is Arcana. It's all magic.
Sure.
With that roll, do I actually have Arcana proficiency? I do.
That code is bad.
19.
19. Flux, this magical code looks a lot like Otto's.
It's a lot more intense than Otto's.
It's a lot more intense than Otto's. There are potential errors in there.
Mm-hmm.
The magic that should be very straightforward seems to be completely entangled with the code that comes in the shell.
Right. So it's all kinds of mixed up then.
Mm-hmm.
Is this the kind of thing where I get the idea that it's like just extremely advanced coding, or am I getting the idea that it's like two different systems merged together?
Roll me intelligence.
16.
You are making an assumption, a very, very highly educated assumption, that would be the second option that you said, that there are two things merged together that aren't typically merged together, but somehow it's working.
That is odd. Well, I don't understand it yet, but we'll just give it more time, I suppose. I should be able to install the face protocol. It's just going to be a little bit of extra time.
Pearl, are you speaking at all while Flux is
I mean,
talking
if
about
he. Do you mean like when he's talking about the code?
Yeah. Do you say anything?
I mean, I did ask. You're good.
I mean, yeah, he asked if I was good, but it's like, she would be more concerned about whether she's okay or not.
Mm-hmm.
Like she'd be like, is everything okay over there?
Pearl, as you speak, as you have your emotional response to the situation, Flux, the code moves.
Whoa. That's scrolling by really fast.
It's not scrolling. It's moving.
I don't think that's how that's supposed to work. At least not traditionally. So I've messed with a lot of Magitech coding before.
Please don't tell me that was in character.
No, it wasn't.
I've messed with a lot of magic tech.
Anyway.
Just like unplug your brain.
Oh no! Okay, back up.
Sorry.
Right, so I've looked at a lot of different sort of things like this before, and this is, it's not set. It's not solid. It's constantly changing, which isn't normally how the programming system is supposed to work.
I don't believe I follow.
I'm not sure I do either.
You running any diagnosis, Flux?
I mean, absolutely. I need to make sure that Pearl isn't about to crash on me.
Sure. Run whatever you would do for your tinkerers. Roll.
Second player character death.
Yeah, Pearl
Okay,
dies in the
we didn't
phase
talk about
process.
this, so absolutely not.
Um,
Consent first, everybody.
Yeah, that's. You said it's like a tools roll.
Yeah.
So if I'm using my intelligence and tinkerer's tools, then that's going to be a 26.
Great. Pearl,
Yes.
Flux runs some diagnostics that, like at a human doctor, when they test your reflexes, your limbs fling out on their own, right?
Uh-huh.
So your arms do a little, not a,
I'm
they
doing
don't-
a jig.
Yeah, they don't like smack anything, but they move.
Uh-huh.
Flux, as the diagnostic runs through the checking limbs, checking motion,
Mm-hmm.
every motion that Pearl does is somewhat mimicked by the code. Pearl moves an arm on the right side of the code moves in a fluid motion.
So, I mean, I think out of game I generally understand
I
what
know
this
you
is,
know,
but
but what does Flux know?
that's what I'm trying to figure out. So I think you're going to have to let me in on this. What am I inferring from this? With such intense connection between coding and whatever else this other system is.
What with the information given to you of the diagnostics running is not saying that this machine is inoperable, is not going to crash, is not going to, but every time you run a straight motion test, it's mimicked in the code. What would you infer?
Flux is probably going to infer. Well, I mean,
He's on drugs.
obviously this is not normal coding.
Sure. It is similar to autos. It's not the same, but there's more similarities than there are differences.
I think at this point, Flux is assuming this is some sort of ghost in the machine kind of bullshit.
Okay.
Where I'm like, all right, so I'm seeing coding, but I'm more looking through a window into something else, like something behind some glass that's moving around on the inside.
Sure.
So it's like when you're looking through like an X-ray at somebody who's standing behind one, so you can see their inner workings. So I think he's just sort of gathering the ideas, like, right, so there's a thing in there that I don't understand, but it's sort of what's in control of all of this.
Mm-hmm.
Do I think there's any chance I could possibly upload a new system into this? Because this is way beyond. I haven't messed with this kind of stuff at all.
Yeah, I think this is beyond your typical. I think 377 is the only thing you've like coded.
He's the most advanced one I've coded.
Most advanced one, and you've told me many times it's a very simple machine.
Yeah,
is able to
he's
follow.
not sentient.
able to follow the programming that you put into place, and the connection is the neural connection that you have between the two of them. So that's the most advanced kind of coding that you've done. As far as I understand, you've told me that your experience with magic and technology is about using magic as a battery, right?
Yes.
And not necessarily, some coding.
I
but you
understand
don't.
magic coding to a certain degree.
To a certain degree, yes.
But-
So I think the understanding that you have is if you were to try to upload something else in there, it would break it.
Right. But is it possible that I could sort of take a coding program and sort of offer it to see if it is willing to take it? This seems more like a living being, so that's what I would guess.
Hey, little guy.
So
You want it?
Flux has already worked out a series of coding programs that because he knows all the parts that he needs to put in. So he's probably going to at least attempt that
Okay.
merging by not forcing it, but sort of by, this is weird shit. Gonna offer it up.
Yeah, try it.
All right. Is that just going to be more Tinker's tools, or is that going to be?
Put it on a
We never
silver
put like
platter.
Persuasion.
persuasion.
Yes, yes, it is.
Oh,
He's so bad at that.
You know I'm literally the worst at persuasion. Yeah, that's going to be good. That's going to 15. I have a -2 in that. That shouldn't have been as high as it was.
Pearl, what happens?
When he tries introducing something else.
Into the code. Because let me just tell you this, the process of getting it there works. Absolutely. You plug
Right.
in, nothing breaks. You offer this basically digital offering.
I think because Pearl is conscious, aware that this is happening, that it would be accepted, no problem.
Yeah. What does that
You know,
look
like if someone tried to shove something in there,
Yeah.
not great. But because she's like, oh, so this is specifically what we're here for. Great, good. We're gonna.
Pearl, if you were being offered something in the physical world here, if someone was handing you an object, what would that look like? What would that action be? All 4 arms, 1 arm, slow, fast?
How large is the object?
We'll say palm size.
Like a palm.
Yeah.
She would do like a 2-hander
Yeah.
to make sure she doesn't drop whatever it is. And she'd be like, thank you. And then she'd put it in her tummy.
Flux, as though you were looking through frosted glass. That's what the code looks like it's doing.
Creepy.
Right. Pearl, do you feel any different?
Well, yes, you put something in, correct?
Right. It's probably going to feel a little weird until I actually add the other parts, because right now I basically gave you a program that allows you to control muscles you don't have yet.
That makes sense.
So we'll get to that in a moment. This,
Are you all right? She can't see any of this. She's on a table without a face. She's like, you good over there?
You're trying to like kind of infer things through like voice fluctuation.
Right.
yeah, if we're going to need more time to talk more about this later. Everything is fine. It's just way different from what I'm used to.
Are you certain it's fine?
Oh yeah, it's absolutely fine.
You seem very unsure.
It took the program, so everything about this is fine.
Okay.
Everything else is a little more complicated, and we're going to have to take some extra time to look that over later.
Okay.
We should probably put the face
She
on.
doesn't understand, but she's asked Flux to explain a few times, and she still doesn't understand. So she's like, okay.
We're not getting into this
I'm
point.
gonna start grabbing some of my materials and my like blowtorch.
It's like when you ask someone to repeat something like 3 fucking times, and you still don't hear them, so you're just like,
So yeah, so I'm so for this face, I'm taking a bunch of these different parts and I'm beginning to put them on. And as I'm doing it, Flux is like attempting to explain it in more like layman's terms, I guess.
Yeah, what does it
So
sound
as
like?
I'm like, you see, it's only him wearing the goggles. He's not really like making expressions because he's really focused. But as he's looking over you, he just goes, so imagine that you are at one of these, let's say you're outside of a house.
all right.
And you are standing on the street and you look through one of the windows and you see there's people moving around in the inside.
Okay.
You can't really interact with them. You can kind of wave at them, but you only see them, right?
Right.
Your code is like that. It's like I'm looking at somebody through
Is
a
my
window.
code the house or the people?
Oh, the computer is the window, and you are
Oh.
the people.
So where's the code?
The code and the people.
I think this is a poor analogy.
Not sure if this is working the way I wanted it to. It's like I'm looking at somebody living a life behind glass.
Okay.
Is what I'm trying to get at. Like I can see it and I can interact with it to a certain extent. I can't like directly. I can't shake its hand or anything. But I can.
Is this not
talk to
how
it.
it works with, like, 377? Or
377 has a series of pre-programmed responses in it. So basically, it has a list of about 400 commands that it can and cannot do, and it usually is just set to follow. Other than that, there's nothing special. There's no deviation. It can't suddenly decide it wants to do something outside of that. It's got a limit to it. But not this. This is different.
do you think it's because of my model?
I'm
I'm obviously programmed for much different things than 377.
Right. I'd have to open up more nanny droids, and we haven't really encountered any more than just you, so I can't say. But if they're all like you, which is possible, then I have a running theory as for what's going on, and it's a little unnerving, to say the least.
Am I unnerving?
No, because you're you.
And they are them.
Right. I can't explain this. I'm gonna need to take more time to look it over. Actually,
I'm sorry.
for what?
I appear to have made you upset.
He's like looking over you and goes, "You frowned. You can't see it yet, but it's."
Do I only have a mouth? That'd
Yeah.
be hilarious.
That's what it is so far.
No.
Started from like the chin up, and I
Chin
just
up.
have a mouth, so I'm like,
I basically started with like cheekbones and worked out like
Yeah.
this structure.
I like
So-
that you've thought about this.
Oh, absolutely.
Like you're actually building a face.
I literally looked at diagrams for the muscle systems in human faces.
That's dedication, my dude.
Spent way too long thinking about this. But yeah, everything's fine. We'll talk about it more later, but for now, just think of it this way. If there's robots, you having fun?
Sorry, what?
We can get more of that in later, after we're done with the whole thing.
Right.
Right. Yeah, let's get this finished up. All right, gonna keep working on it.
Okay. I assume the rest of it goes off without a hitch.
Yeah. So I'm basically covering Pearl's face in a series of muscle systems now that can actually move on their own, as well as covering the whole thing in one of those like synthetic, like almost like rubbery kind of materials, so it's actually like movable. It's not exactly skin or
little
anything.
squishy,
but
so it'll
yeah.
actually like.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the procedure finishes. What happens?
How do you feel?
Pearl would open her eyes for the first time and look at you. And her eyes will go through just this array of colors. Like it'd be like ice blue, and then like bright yellow, and then like a deep brown, and then it'll finally, after this roulette wheel, settle on like a very light pink color.
I see that you found the eye color switch already. Good to know.
Is that what this is?
Oh yeah, you can change it whenever you want. If you'd like, I put in a mood setting so it can change based on how you're feeling.
That's so cool.
I had a couple other ideas that I just sort of thought I might add in. Just based around that.
What's this for?
If you wanted to look like a lot of other life forms, a lot of them have tongues, so they can eat things and taste them. You don't really have a stomach, but if for some reason you really want to taste something, you can.
She's gonna look around the room for any kind of a cup with liquid in it, and just like.
I mean, I've been drinking out of this mug that's near me the whole time.
Are you taking Flux's mug or a different mug?
It's just sitting
Did
on the
Flux
table.
have a mug?
Yeah.
She's taking
Okay.
Flux's
Well,
mug.
okay.
She's gonna like.
You're starting with coffee. It's a little bitter.
Why do you drink this?
Well, it
This is
Called out.
horrible.
it wakes you up. It makes you more active.
I don't sleep. I think I'll be okay.
Well, you're not alone in that. There's lots of people that don't like it either. Also, there's a bunch of different life forms out there where it's totally toxic.
Really?
Yeah.
Why is it a thing?
Well, I mean, everybody grew up on different planets. Some people can't eat certain foods.
Pearls, now that she has a face, she has this like consistent childlike wonder where she's like, what's that? Because, I mean, she's always had these kind of like emotions and whatnot, but you couldn't see it. Now you get to see it. She's like,
Wow.
cool.
You might want to take a little bit of time and just kind of look in a mirror for a little while and figure out how that whole thing works. Oh, that's okay.
It's just a shiny metal tray that you had that
Yeah.
all the
Yeah.
nails
I
got
just
dumped off.
dumped it off. Why is it squishy?
Well, it's supposed to sort of simulate the outer coating that most organic cretin.
Oh, I guess faces are squishy.
Did you never? I thought you raised kids. I thought you'd know that.
Yes, but I didn't go around just poking their faces.
Probably for the best. Either way, yeah, go make faces at everyone else on the ship. You can one-up Sprocket now.
Pearl would kind of like look at herself in her little tin for a moment longer and just a big, beautiful smile on her face, and she would give Flux a little too aggressive of a hug.
Ow! It's fine. It's fine. Okay. You're welcome.
And she pulls back, and her eyes are bright yellow.
Ah,
She's like, "This is so exciting."
be careful with those. If you turn them too bright, they pretty much turn into flashlights. Like that. Don't look somebody
I
else in
can
the
see
eyes. when you
everything.
Either way, yeah. Go walk around a little bit and enjoy.
Do you need a new coffee?
No, you don't. It's fine. We'll talk about that more later.
I'm gonna go scare Yama.
Right, go have fun with that.
Mama's not on this ship, Pearl.
I'm gonna scare someone.
Okay, you scare someone. You didn't take Yama with you.
As you walk out,
She's
I
gonna
guess.
like scuttle out, super excited.
That's why Flux had bad coffee.
Flux is just like covered in grease.
Grease and slightly squished. Clothes are all rumpled.
God, I'm tired.
Aw.
I'm gonna go over towards one of the drawers where I have sort of my remainder of my magical crystal storage. I have no idea how many I have at this point. I assume I'm running low. I've been using a bunch of them.
Yeah. Well, that's the conversation for a later time.
Yeah, but I'm gonna sort of go over to it and look at it and grab a few. I'm gonna go over towards my little cybernetics checkup machine. I'm gonna sort of insert them into the side and just go. We're gonna need more juice before the prison break starts. God, I'm tired. Just, you know what to do. Just gonna lower my head a little bit.
Yeah, so you're inside this machine, yeah?
Yeah, and I'm telling it to switch out the batteries.
Sure. Where do the batteries get switched out from?
They go right into the spinal column. Because if now, even though people haven't really seen, there's just like a series of spikes of these crystals just sort of jutting out of where his spine is. So they're gonna get slowly swapped out.
Yeah, magic is now running straight through your veins.
Hate that I kind of like that. I'm gonna grab a mirror and kind of look at the eyes, which I assume are more brightly glowing again. Right. Okay. I'm gonna grab one of our intercom systems and. I don't know where everyone else is, but Cyrus, if you want to head down to the lab, I want to do a quick checkup. Bring the gun. Put it on the wall.
I'm gonna check your leg, but also the gun.
Do both. Both are important.
Both are important.
Cyrus would walk up and knock probably a little quicker than expected.
Ah. I'm gonna open the door. Hi.
Hi. Are you,
I'm just drank a bunch of coffee. Right, let's get
Right.
you on the table. We have things to look over.
okay.
How's the new leg?
I mean, it hasn't fallen apart yet, if that's what you were asking.
That doesn't sound like a positive review.
Well, I'm used to them working a little different.
Right, is it not advanced enough, or
No,
too
it-
much, or...
It's just different.
Right.
I'm used to working with one person and only one person for all of my needs. So your design is different.
Well, I mean, I suppose that's gonna happen between different developers.
Yeah.
But, I mean, so long as it works, and you can get used to it.
I mean, I could definitely get used to it. Yes.
Good. Good.
Again, it has not fallen apart yet, so
Right.
that is
And no weird clicks or strange metal breaking sounds? It shouldn't do that,
No.
that's why I'm making sure.
nothing like that. No.
Right, okay. Great. Can I see the shotgun? Make
Ye-
sure, yeah.
Here.
Just gonna take it again. Wait, did you use this recently? It's
well,
filthy. I'm gonna start cleaning off the barrels.
we ran into a few individuals. It's not a big deal.
What kind of individuals?
Individuals who were trying to collect a bounty. Not the right bounty.
What do you mean, not the right bounty?
Fuck. I may have a bit of a bounty on my head. A lot of a bounty on my head. Fuck.
Right. I mean, we sort of all do, right?
I figured as much, except maybe Pearl.
How much?
I mean, that 12 million? Keen?
Holy shit. That is a really high bounty.
I am aware it is a really high bounty.
12 million?
Yeah.
What did you do to piss them off?
I escaped.
From where? You don't have to talk about it, sorry.
Well,
That's a really high number.
I escaped from one of their scientists at the time who may be a bit pissed.
What was their name?
They didn't provide any of us their name at the time. We used code names.
This feels like a big thing to get into. You don't have to talk about it if you don't want. That's just weird. I've just heard other stories similar to that one before.
That I haven't heard many. I figured you would probably understand a bit better than the others.
I mean,
No
I can't say
offense.
that I don't also have a bounty on my head. Although it's a little lower than I think it probably should be.
What is your bounty?
Right now they're sitting at about, 750,000? But they're lowballing it because they don't want anybody to know what I did.
What did you do?
I kind of like keeping it a mystery, actually. It's more fun that way.
God, what a fucking edgelord.
All right, Mr. Mystery there.
No, I'm just saying, you come into my lab and you're talking about this really big bounty on your head.
I faked my own death. That's what I did.
Shit. But you're still wanted, though. So they figured it out?
A a few individuals believe, from what I've heard, that I'm still alive. They are correct, obviously, but
Right.
I hope most people think I'm dead. I've kept as underground as possible for quite a few years.
Right. Yeah, I mean, same. That's probably the right way to do it. Do you know of a person named Elmira Zilvan by any chance?
Would I know?
Roll me a history.
I'm not even gonna add anything to it. It was a 3.
Oh yeah, no, absolutely not. Based off of what I know of Cyrus,
Yeah.
the information that you were given was a lot of code names,
Yep.
right? So there's a lot of just don't tell me your name. Like I think at a certain point it was just don't tell me your name because we can't get attached. And then I think the idea, as far as I understand, was post faking your own death was don't think about or make contact
Yeah,
with anybody
pretty
high up in the
much.
Zalarian military. So I think at a certain point you stopped hearing those kind of names.
Gotcha.
So, but the answer is no.
No. No, I don't know many names. Sorry.
Right. So, just trying to put 2 and 2 together here. You escaped from the military.
In a way. It wasn't exactly the military that I escaped from. We were considered soldiers of a sort. But
Like a special forces kind of deal?
like a let's see how far we can push it deal.
I've known Zalarian ex-military. Most of the people that leave tend to not really want to go back. Little disillusioned with the life, I imagine. I assume that fits your case too. But
Accurate.
you are different from the others. I don't know. You're not. I don't want to say you're not hardcore like they are, because some of them can be hard asses. But I more mean I don't know. You don't seem like you're as bent on vengeance. Also, you can shoot light out of your body. I feel like I should probably cover that before we move on.
I have considered vengeance for a long time, but I truly prefer they believe that I am dead.
Unfortunately, I don't get that luxury. Until they find a body, they're going to keep looking for me forever, and it's kind of hard to fake this whole thing. Unless I die in some horrible fiery explosion. Which, will probably happen eventually.
I have tried that before. Unfortunately, despite faking my death, I can't seem to die, so
It's how a lot of us end up here, I think. You don't have to tell me. I understand this sort of thing is very personal. But special forces, along with odd powers, I know that the Zalarians tend to collect magically inclined individuals, should we say? And they turn them into weapons.
yep.
Is that what we're talking about with you?
Yep.
Experimental program?
Yep.
I'm going to make one more guess. I could be wrong. Super soldier program.
Yep.
Right? I'm glad that I'm pretty on track with that one. Let's just say I've met a few of those types before.
Not surprising.
What was the name of the project?
I don't remember.
That surprises me. I feel like it would be burned into your memory.
It was older. A little bit older.
Right. Right. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, they started up a bunch of new programs within the last 20 years or so. So that was exciting for them.
Exciting. That is one way to put it.
Yeah, exciting for the Zolarian Empire. You get the chance of making a bunch of new soldiers that can't be stopped. What was that thing Pearl said? Some sort of unstoppable, invincible soldier thing?
Yeah. Something about that. They tried to use us to exterminate or wipe out any rebellious forces.
Interesting. Certainly not what I would have necessarily guessed, because you don't look that, I don't know, different from your average person, I guess.
I will take that as a compliment.
Yeah, you should. There's a lot of people who wish they could be lucky like that.
Yeah, instead, just blow things up.
Well, you do gain an appetite for destruction when you're around them. The bloodlust is sort of contagious. Hey, you know what? Why don't you leave the shotgun with me for a little bit? I think I can probably get it cleaned up a little more.
I do have a question for you.
Right? What kind of question?
Are you okay going into the prison?
Define okay.
It would make sense to be afraid.
I've spent my entire life being afraid of the Zolarians. Frankly, I'm at the point where I don't want to do that anymore. Am I afraid? Probably. I don't want to be. And if I can maybe shoot a few of them through the skull on the way out, might not be a bad day for me.
Don't lose that fear. Don't let it control you, but don't lose that fear.
I think if I didn't have the fear, I wouldn't have the anger. And the anger is sort of what keeps me going.
Maybe find something else to keep you going.
Yeah, well, you know, I'm currently powered by machines, so that's part of it, I think.
Well, just keep in mind, from experience, don't let that guide you. Just don't.
Why don't I shoot a few people first, and then we'll get back to you on that, yeah?
Okay.
Right. Yep. I'm gonna spend the next couple hours working on this. You should probably go take a nap or something.
I can guarantee you I won't be falling asleep anytime soon.
Right, well, that makes a lot of sense, given what we are about to do. I'll get this back to you in the morning, or whenever you wake up. Before the prison break. There we go.
Alright.
I have a lot of things to work on. Oh! Before you go,
Yep.
you said there was a lot of, did you have a name when you were part of your troop?
Yeah. Was the Fury.
You know, that's a pretty cool name. Be thankful that you got a name. Not all of us do. Now get out of my lab, I have things to do.
Yeah, Cyrus does leave. It's like, nope. And he is going to actually go search for Hieronymus from there.
Hieronymus, where are you?
Hieronymus is in his quarters. And when Cyrus comes by, before you go to knock on the door, you hear from inside of Hieronymus's room,
Okay.
I forgot I gave you that.
Hieronymus, are you okay?
Huh? Well, yeah. No, everything's fine. Yeah. Come on in.
All right. Just opens the door.
Yeah, and Hieronymus is kind of like sitting on his bunk there, and he's kind of sticking a taser like in the nightstand.
Right. Do you have a moment, or do you need me to come back later?
No, that's fine. I was just testing something out there, and no, we're good. What's up? What you got there?
We're about to go into a Zalarian prison.
Yeah. You're checking on me. You're checking to see if I'm okay with all this.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I'm good. I'm good. I mean, this is this is something we got to do. But the kind of the enormity of it all is kind of catching up here. I think a little bit with everybody, don't you?
Yeah.
It's a good thing we did all that drilling.
I hope that it had any impression on any of you.
Yeah.
Oh.
You got a second here to chat a little bit? Because I wanted to talk to you about something anyway, so this is kind of okay.
Yeah.
All right, cool. Why don't you shut the door? Have a seat over there.
Close the door.
I kind of been keeping this sort of quiet here because I didn't really want to bother everybody with it. It's kind of a me problem, not an us problem. But as things are going along, I've been sort of reconsidering how it's going to have to play out here, and so I kind of wanted to float something by you. You remember when we were playing volleyball or dodgeball or whatever the heck it was?
Yep.
And like, I don't know if Yama put acid in our Gatorade because we were all having flashbacks.
Yes, I do remember.
Balls.
Nothing's appreciated
I remember
that I
the
do.
Well, I had a flashback to, you remember when we first got here and Pearl was going through all of Deb's records and reports and stuff, right? And trying to track down. I came across something, and I think I got it off there before Pearl saw it, and I just kind of put it away, but it kind of referred to a program that the Zalarians at a really, really freaking high level are looking at, and has to do with people like me. Apparently, they got a hold of people like me are really rare. I don't know if you know that. Like there's not a lot of us out there, and
Right.
and even then, we tend to keep that really low profile, so you never really know we're around. But apparently they got a hold of somebody like me, and they started doing some, experiments, as Zalarians are wont to do. But they kind of figured out that there's a possibility that somebody with my abilities could also be used to maybe affect aura fields and alter them, which is technology that the Zalarians really would like to be able to control.
Yep.
Long story short, this report, this subject that they found, ended up croaking as a result of this experimentation, and they are desperately looking for somebody else like this, with like top level priority, like the what do they call it?
Someone.
No, there's a name for them here, and I can't remember it because I'm an idiot. Like the head of the Zalarian science program, Saluminads or something. Like at that high level, like they answer like almost directly to the emperor, like that high up
Right.
is running this program.
Okay.
So what that kind of means is that at some point, if they ever catch wind of my existence, I don't know how much bounty everybody here has on them, but they're pulling out all the freaking stops to get me, specifically.
Okay.
All right?
So it would be within at least your best interest, but all of ours, because we do need a captain for that not to happen.
So when I found this out, I made a contingency plan. If you go and look underneath the floorboards in Old Betsy, you will find a go bag with a bunch of my stuff.
Okay.
My original plan was that if I got word that they were coming, I was going to spare y'all the shitstorm that would hit you. As I'm thinking about it, though, it occurs to me that if they get that close, they're going to know who you are. They're going to know who I am. And the fact that I'm not around anymore just means that they are going to take you and torture you to get the information about where I am, even though you are not going to have any idea.
Hieronymus,
You know how these Illyrians are. Am I correct?
I'm fully aware of how the Zolarians are. I will let you know that if they were to catch word that I were with you, they would want to capture me regardless. I will say you're not the only one with a high bounty on your head.
Right. At any rate,
Yep.
I've been a little sloppy. You remember that I changed in front of the cat pirate lady?
Yeah.
That was sloppy. That was sloppy on my part. She's potentially been nabbed by the Zolarians. I don't know that she hasn't blabbed about that.
I mean,
They may have no idea that you're here, but they might have a lead on me.
true.
So here's what I wanted to talk to you about, because I figure of everybody in this boat, you're the only one who would understand the necessity of what I'm about to say. If they show up,
Yep.
they're going to be sending a group that we are not equipped to fight. If they show up, I can't just bug out and leave you all behind to take what's coming. So if they show up, my plan is to hand myself over to them and let you all get the fuck away. And I need you to have my back on that. Because you know Flux, he'll want to go guns a-blazing. You know Pearl, she's not going to let any member of her family come to any harm. But this is the best solution if this happens. This is contingency we're talking, right? But you're a soldier. You understand what's required to keep the largest portion of the group as safe as possible. So I need to know that you have my back on this, that you're not going to tell the others about this, and that if it comes to it, you're going to take my action as a way to get these other wonderful yahoos the hell out of here. Can I get your word on that?
As my captain, I would not argue with you on that. I do want you to know you may not be the only one they would go after in that situation, but I will do everything that I can if shit goes south to get everyone else out.
All right, that's all I wanted to know. Another thing they found out is that apparently electric shock makes it so that I can't hold my form, and I had never known this, so I was doing some tests. Can you do me a favor?
Oh no.
All right.
Take this taser, all right? Now, I need you to crank it up to 11 here, because I was up to like 8.5 and I wasn't shifting. All right, but I'm gonna, here, you know what? And Hieronymus makes himself look like Flux.
Oh no!
All right, go ahead then, Cyrus. Go ahead and just shock me, see if I can maintain this form here, all right?
I love the accent slowly shifting at the end.
Great.
like, oh,
Good
right,
stuff.
Irish.
Irish.
Hey, I'm being all Irish and stuff over here. Go ahead, just zap me.
All
And
we
he
hear
kinda
is
shifts back and
Hieronymus
forth between,
screaming.
I like to imagine somewhere else on the ship, Sprocket's just like,
I sense
rolled away.
chaos.
Sprocket's gonna come kick down your door with
Hi,
his
He doesn't have
legs.
non-existent leg.
Hey, Hieronymus. Take 4 damage for me.
Oh yeah,
That shit hurt.
it did. Ow.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I think that that's a good example of what that does.
I was thinking about this. I was thinking that maybe like a concentration check or something to maintain form would be a good
Yeah.
That makes
in-game
sense.
mechanic for doing that.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I don't think, because I think based off of the information that you were found,
Right.
right? The idea is not zap zap. Oh, it drops entirely. Prolonged exposure, whatever level that individual can kind of maintain.
Yeah.
For sure.
Well,
All right.
Hey, thanks for shocking me. You can leave.
Bye.
see ya.
is that
That was kind of it. Yeah, that was the gist of what I had to say. What'd you want? You came to see me.
Oh yeah, you were here for a reason. What's up?
Take this extremely personal information. Oh, right, sorry, what's up?
What did you need?
You know what? Just know that if I am recognized down there, then probably won't be getting out of there alive either.
Well, that's why I got some more great ideas for disguises for you.
I figured, and
I've been working. He pulls out a little sketchbook. You know?
Here's some options for you.
That's right.
Oh, no.
I trust you. Just do not trim the beard. Do not trim the beard, please, please.
Beard is safe.
Thank you.
Gotta do something about the leg, though.
That's fair.
That is true.
That's fair.
Pretty distinct. He just needs really baggy jeans.
Get some Jankos
Cyrus
on
and
this
mom
man.
jeans.
Give me some Janko stats.
It's for a mission.
At least it looks slightly You know, please be safe down there. I understand you'll be, but we do need you as a captain. I need you to understand that. We are
I was just like, I said I was the captain in the vid. I'm not like really the captain, am I? I mean, I just was kind of like,
yes, you are.
oh crap. When did that happen?
When you introduced yourself as the captain
We
to the
didn't
Red
all agree on
Talon.
it, but you declared it first, so congrats.
And the rest of us were just like, great.
Well, not Flux, but Ian's
Now
telling
that
you
that's
it's cool.
solved.
That
It's not like
problem.
calling shotgun and getting the, the passenger seat. I said, who's the captain? And everybody else was like, not it.
Not it.
Absolutely not.
I know.
All right. Yeah. Okay, good. So we're in agreement there. If there's nothing else, I'm going to just kind of, meditate and,
Right.
catch some rest here before we hit the thing,
You do what you need to do.
All right. Thanks, Cyrus.
Great. Okay.
Hey, did Pro get her face yet?
I
All you see are two red eyes peering around the fucking corner.
I
I cannot wait to see it. I think it's going to be great.
Okay. All right. So there's plenty of time before the meetup time.
We did a little nappy poo.
That is what I'm actually going to ask every single one of you. What are we doing? Because as far as I understand, the options are either have a long rest, so go to sleep, or in some fashion, Pearl, that might mean something different for you, or prepare for the prison break ahead.
I'm preparing.
What are you preparing,
I ain't
Flux?
sleeping.
Yeah, what are you preparing?
Well, a couple things. One, I failed to convert Cyrus's shotgun to a real magic weapon before, so I'm doing that now.
Okay.
Because I need to make sure that he can do that without my assistance.
Yeah.
And also, if I like die or whatever, it still works as a shotgun.
It could be a great club.
Sure, fair enough.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to get into an auto-loading magic shotgun, which is pretty rad.
Okay.
And I'm probably just gonna make myself more like. I just need to check really quick to make sure I'm not wrong about this. I'm gonna make more. You know what? I want to try to make EMPs
Okay.
because there's a lot of electronics I imagine that need disabling.
Okay.
So I'm going to attempt to make some like purely tech EMP grenades. I have no idea if I can do that, but I'm gonna try my best.
Okay. So what did you do last time to fix Cyrus's gun? I believe was it a
I
tinker's check
rolled.
again?
I think I rolled an Arcana check.
Okay,
'cause
great.
I'm enchanting something.
Ah,
so,
yes.
So I'll roll that real quick.
I'll give you advantage on that too.
Sweet. I did fail once before, so ooh. 18.
Yeah.
Okay.
What does that look like?
Well, so the shotgun is going to look pretty similar, honestly.
Sure, but what does the preparation look like?
Yeah, it's literally just like, Flux is like so scientific, so actually enchanting stuff is like, ugh.
Magic.
But it's like a whole process where he like takes some time in his lab and he starts setting up, he like takes out chalk and he starts like inscribing the circles on the ground and he begins to say magic words under his breath. At the same time, he's also kind of like rolling his eyes. But he takes some time and he takes like this little, this super fine like chiseling tool and he's sort of inscribing like a couple extra runes into the barrel that are almost impossible to see, but during the ritual they're like glowing a little bit, so that actually gives it some extra magic to hold on to. So it's just that kind of thing.
Yeah, absolutely. So we've got Cyrus has now a much better shotgun. What does that do for the shotgun?
Functionally, it's exactly the same.
Great.
It's just that I have infusions that I can make daily that I can put on things, and I don't have to use one on the shotgun.
And it theoretically won't blow up now.
I think it'll still blow up, actually.
Oh, well, great.
I
okay.
can't reduce that as far as Colorado says, so I believe it's still 1 or 2. It blows up.
Yeah.
But
Sorry
now when it
about that.
blows up, it hurts you more.
Yeah, now that
Great.
it's magic, it explodes and you disintegrate.
No. Maybe your enemies.
Cyrus is just very explosion prone.
I apparently
What are
and
barbarians for, honestly?
explosions. Yeah,
not boring
apparently.
shit.
Explosions and getting stabbed, so you know.
Yeah.
It's all good.
Not
Um,
artificers.
No. No, we would never make explosions. That's ridiculous.
So speaking of with this electronics explosion.
Right, yeah, I'm trying to make an EMP. Would that be Tinker's Tools?
Yep.
All right. Please? 17, I believe. 17.
Yeah. How many were you trying to make?
Well, because I'm trying to make it purely tech-based, the main reason I'm doing this is so that I can make it with my book, because I can produce non-magic stuff. So I need to understand how it works so that I can actually produce it. So I only need to really make one,
Make
but
one.
if I understand the process, then I'll try to make like an extra one, probably.
Your book is like a 3D printer.
What it is it's literally like I get new information and then I just put it in the book and then close it, and then later I can pull it back out.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, I mean, I think you make one successfully, and we can talk about what that means later.
Sweet.
Do you test it on anything?
God.
So I need to make sure it does work.
Yes.
So if you said I only made one,
You only made one.
that's fine. I can produce them later.
That's what I
So
figured.
yeah, so I'm going to go to Sprock. No, not really.
Oh God!
No, I'll probably.
Field testing.
Yeah. We need to make sure it works.
See if this works.
I'll go over to like our. Do we have like a firing range or something on this ship? I actually have no idea.
It's not that big. No.
I need to make sure I don't blow up our ship, so I'll probably
Yes.
leave the ship.
Well, and
plasma thing does.
Your ship is parked right now in a covering of trees.
Right.
So I've shown you into the ship here, but just so you have that reference for later. But yeah, so you go out to the covering of trees and you get far enough away that you don't think that you will hit the scimitar at all.
Right, that makes sense.
You're deep in the
Okay.
palm trees.
I'll probably just take like a couple like I'll just take a few bits and pieces of various stuff that I have, and I'll assemble these tiny little like hover drones that all they do is hover, and
Yeah,
that's
yeah,
it. And I'll set up a couple of them at different locations and just take this. I imagine it's like a weird like cylinder with a couple things sticking out of it. It's really awkward, but whatever. Throw it in that direction.
yeah. Yeah. It certainly works. What does that look like? What does that sound like?
So it doesn't actually explode.
What does that taste like?
Blueberry.
I was gonna say metallic, but yeah, yeah.
Yeah, so it doesn't actually explode. It basically just hits the ground and rolls a few times, and then as it stops, it just literally just unleashes a burst of electricity in every direction, like in this like radius. So just
Yeah.
it's very quick. I imagine it's like a lightning strike kind of thing.
Sure.
It's very, very fast.
Cool.
That seems to work. That's good.
Yeah, all the hover drones like just immediately fall to the ground.
The nice thing about EMPs is that you could theoretically reuse it
Yeah.
if you can replace the batteries and shit.
Yeah.
So I'll just pick that back up and slide it in my pocket.
Great. Excellent.
Good to know. Good to know.
Pearl, what are you doing?
I'll probably sleep.
Sure.
Yeah.
What does that look like? Because you don't sleep.
Right. So she essentially just has to go into screensaver mode for a while.
Yeah.
But now that she has a face, it's way funnier.
Well, actually, what Pearl's gonna do is after some time, she's gonna kind of like tiptoe back to Flex's lab with a new coffee.
Right, okay.
Uh-huh.
She's just gonna like.
Whoa, that's still really new. Thanks.
Sorry.
No, it's fine. You don't have to. You don't have to. I'm just not. I'm not used to it yet.
I felt bad
Why?
for ruining your coffee, so I brought you.
Oh,
another
you
one.
didn't ruin the coffee. You don't really have the same germs other creatures do, so it's fine. It's fine.
Well, you also look tired, so I brought you another one.
Right. Yeah, I'm much more awake now. So everything's all right. Gonna take the coffee and just sort of.
I didn't make it.
Who did? Was it Yama?
Yama's
No, Yama's not here.
Right.
Sprocket
I keep forgetting.
made it.
I think he added sugar.
Do you not like sugar?
No, it's not terrible. It's just I just don't normally think to do it. Just.
Is everything okay?
Mm-hmm. Did Sprocket say how he made it?
No, I just asked if someone knew how to use the machine, and he said he did.
Right. I will have to keep that in mind for future coffee adventures. Surprisingly good, actually.
What about Yama? Yama's not here.
Flux, do you mind if I stay in here with you?
Did you need something?
No, we have a lot of time to kill, and
Right. Yeah, no, it's fine by me. I'm not.
I'll just be resting in the corner, if that's okay.
Right, that's fine. Do you want to just I can get you like a chair or something?
No, this is fine, and she'll just like curl up in the corner.
You're surprisingly compact when you curl up.
Well, I'm not that big.
No. I don't know if most living creatures can get that small.
Well, not everyone has tentacles.
Right, well, that's true. Most people don't, actually. Right, yeah, I'm just going to be working on a few different things, so just, there's probably going to be some noise. So.
That's fine. I
Right.
don't actually sleep. I'll just be here.
Wait, so when you go inactive, are you awake the whole time?
Technically, yes.
Right.
So
Okay.
I can still hear and see what's going on around me. I'm just simply in standby.
Right. Good to know. Glad I learned that before doing something stupid by myself. I'm gonna keep working on my projects. This is probably about the time where I've sort of switched from the shotgun over to the EMP thing, so.
Sure. Okay. Great. Pearl, you get a long rest.
Great, good.
Hieronymus, what are you doing?
Hieronymus was going to take a long rest after.
Shocking
tasing himself.
Yeah.
Tiring himself out a little bit.
All right. Anything interesting happened during your long rest?
I don't think so.
Great.
I think I get back
Weird
those,
dreams,
those
probably.
4 hit
That's
points
what I was
that
thinking.
Yeah, you regain your 4 hit points. The the prophecy that you heard before comes back to you, but really garbled, and you're like, I don't understand what this means
I
anymore.
didn't understand it the first time. I still don't understand it. Yeah.
This time it's something about prawns and chessboards, and you're like, I don't think I get it anymore. Cyrus,
Making less sense, not more sense.
I hate these darn prophetic dreams.
no, you would know if it was a
me.
prophetic
Do
dream.
shrimps go to heaven or not?
Thank you. Cyrus, what are you doing?
Cyrus is gonna take a long rest, but before he does, he is gonna go up to the control room and look for Otto.
Mm-hmm.
Goes up to him and be like,
Otto is in the little charging port, like glowing, like through the rainbow, just like. If Otto was awake, it would be. But it's not. Otto's just there.
Cyrus is gonna like gently tap on him. Hey, in case everything goes wrong, in case you can fly this ship, right?
Plugs in to the dash, and you see like just everything, a flight plan and schematics and binary code, and it's too fast for you to get what it is. But Otto's doing a little like.
All right. Okay.
Right, continue.
Go on. By all means. In case we all don't make it back, I do need you in
Otto is red now.
case.
Oh no!
Otto doesn't have shoulders, but Otto's close to your face
I need
now.
to install a face in Auto.
Oh God.
He has eyebrows.
He does have
He has
eyebrows.
eyebrows.
They're on the wrong side though right now. That's the right side of the orb.
I need you to get whoever comes back to our main lair. And if no one comes back after a week, in a week,
You say a week, Otto plugs in again, and immediately there's a countdown clock on the dashboard.
make sure that the rest of the group knows.
And you hear your own voice repeat back to you out of Otto's tiny little speakers. Just that last section. Just that last bit.
Just in case we do not make it back, or if not all of us make it back. Just in case, I trust you to be able to fly.
Otto like zips up around background.
So,
And then you say this. Otto zips away. And you hear everybody sleeping kind of hears just in case, just in case, just in case.
no.
I don't know if you're awake or not.
Cyrus!
Otto.
You're right.
Everything is fine.
Why do you keep...
It is not me. It is not me. Otto.
I'm just gonna go back to work.
You squish Otto onto the dash, like you're holding Otto onto the dash, and Otto's like.
Not now. All right. After that week.
You see the clock like still flipping through the time.
And hide that. Hide it.
You see a window being dragged over top. And it's like still kind of peeking through. It's like a command prompt window that's hiding the time.
Beautiful. All right. And then he's gonna.
Oh man. Okay. So everyone is sleeping or preparing or standby mode.
Yeah.
And the time goes by. You're waiting till pretty much the dead of night for this shift change. And about an hour before you think that the shuttle is going to arrive, everyone kind of gets up, starts packing, gets all their stuff together. And you head on down to the beach off the scimitar, making your way to where you think the shuttle is supposed to arrive, based off of where you saw the magical lines come out and all the other information that you were given from the shuttle itself.
Gotcha.
There's a cover of tall grass slightly overlooking that area. And that's where we find ourselves now. And that's where we're going to leave ourselves now.
Right.
Gotcha.
Before we go into our 2-week break. Because I think if I do anything else, everyone will yell at me more for having more of a cliffhanger before we take a week off. So, reminder again, we're not streaming live next week. Come hang with us in the Discord in the meantime, because you can chat with everybody there. That is the end of the show. Don't forget to come see Dusk at Gannon University Schuster Theater. Supporting them supports us. And that's how we keep our community alive. Thank you for watching Health Hits Experience. Today's adventure brought to you by myself and Colorado Brown. Music and sound effects provided by Sirenscape, but also by Liz. Thank you
Thanks,
very much,
Liz.
Liz.
Yay!
Thank you to Molly Cook, Alex Giomo Gonzalez, and Mariana Allen in the control room. Special thanks to Community Access Media for the use of their facilities and equipment. And as always, we will see you in the next one. Goodbye.
Bye-bye.